I've got the reMarkables here. I've got my reMarkable 2, my trusty reMarkable 2. Still a great tablet. I kind of feel that the reMarkable Pure is going to be intended to replace this, whether it's a direct replacement like a reMarkable 3. You know, I've been speculating about a reMarkable 3, it seems, for some time, but I think this is a kind of big kind of claim now that I think reMarkable, and having used this a little bit today, I feel like, you know, just getting back with it, that there's a lot to really like about this, and one thing is the EMR pen, and I think it is slightly good, but you can just see, I don't know if you can tell here, which one do you think is which one do you think is actually the reMarkable 2 handwriting, and which part do you think was done on the reMarkable Paper Pro? Okay, see if you can see the difference in these two just here. I know the difference, and I know which one I prefer, but actually reMarkable have managed to get pretty good performance out of a capacitive pen. This is an interesting point as well. I think this will be the tablet you recommend from now on. Just a prediction. Interesting one about the Remove. My Remove, I think, has died, because all it does now is flash on and off. I've tried charging it with several different chargers. I've tried all the long press and hold. Anyone have a reMarkable Move do this? I'm sure they will replace this under warranty. And if you've got the Connect subscription with reMarkable, then all of your devices are guaranteed for like 6 years, and they will replace them for a new one if they go wrong within like that. Maybe it's not 6 years, but it's a very long period of time if you continue paying their subscription. So that is bad news for this little guy. In the next sort of 5 minutes, I wanted to quickly run through some of the interesting updates, because it keeps telling me that it's done some updates, and the reMarkable 2 is still getting the same updates as the reMarkable Paper Pro is. And some of those interesting updates are as follows. The web app. So now it's not the case that you have to access their stuff through their actual desktop app. You can now go to the web app and you can access it through there, which I think that's warmly welcome. It does look exactly like the app itself. It looks really very similar to the app itself. It's got all the functionality. The only part of the functionality I wish it would have is that you still have to do the screen share to the desktop app. And I'd love it if you could do the screen share to the web app. You can drag and drop any kind of PDF, JPEG, PNG, EPUB files up to 100 megabytes, or DocX with Convert to Notebook as well. You can just drag and drop that and it'll go straight to the device. And they've really worked on their syncing and things into clouds really, really very well this year. And I think that's really good. Integrations, they've also added integrations to Miro, and they've had Slack for a while. Miro and Slack are the two kind of integrations. We can also do share to a web link, and I'll show that now. So share to a web link looks like this from this menu. Share, create a link. We'll send that to there. That's available in the desktop app or the web app, but also I can just open a QR code and you could scan that QR code and you can get access to this workbook as well, kind of web version, which is cool. And if you're logged in, you can edit text from that as well. I think would love to see more though, more integrations from them. It's still limited if you were to compare that to like books and things like that. But you're still restricted to workflows they recommend, really. Yeah, you've also got the send from Word, send from PowerPoint, but no way to send back. The handwriting search is really quite good actually, and I've had cause to use that a few times. So the handwriting search, do I go down here? Yeah, search, if I just search for pure, there we are, it's done that, and it's found things actually within, oh yeah, Friday teaching pure substances, there it was. So it's not just going through the titles, actually it's globally searched the whole device that quickly. And that's pretty impressive and very, very useful actually. So that's good. The document scanner in the app is also good as well. So in the phone app, you can actually scan a document and it will come through as a notebook here in your reMarkable as well. So it's all about them, for them this year, it's all about capture, retrieval and sharing, moving between each of the devices. And now I'm guessing more than ever, they've got the reMarkable Move, they've got the Pro, they've got the reMarkable 2, and then they'll probably have this Pure, which I think will be very, very interesting as well. Oh, one more thing as well, I noticed on integrations, you're allowed one messaging app and you're allowed one calendar app. And I cannot, for the life of me, think what on earth the calendar app is supposed to do. What is the calendar up there for? Can anyone enlighten me? Like, because as far as I'm aware, there's no way to actually make anything with a date on in here. But maybe I'm wrong, so maybe you're going to tell me. There was no place for the reMarkable move in the top 10 in the end. And there's no place for reMarkable 2, but is it controversial? I don't know. Is it controversial that I kind of, after using the reMarkable 2 for a little bit of time, I kind of felt like I preferred it to the reMarkable Paper Pro? I'd love to hear your thoughts on that.